What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure that you like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's not often that I sit down with a father and son and do the same thing. So without any further ado, the Chris Gunther Show welcomes the Roses. What's going on with you, fellas?
What's happening, man?
Good to see y'all.
Appreciate you, man.
Long time coming. Hey, it's been a long time coming. Appreciate y'all for opening up, letting your boy come in, kick it with y'all for a little bit.
Yes,
Understand y'all got a really busy schedule today because you got a show downtown at the amphitheater tonight, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. With Keith Sweat. Oh, Keith Sweat.
Because we
verses last night.
we ain't gonna talk about that.
With Blackstreet, Adina Howard, and Case.
Man, how did this whole thing come about for you guys?
You talking about the Roses?
Well, I'm gonna hit on that in a second, but as far as the show tonight, how did that whole thing come about?
Well, it came about because the guys that, were having the show, they knew that I knew, different people in the industry, and they hit me up and asked me can I get in touch with Blackstreet? So I got in touch with Blackstreet and hooked them up, and they were like, well, will you guys open up too, I said, absolutely, it's not a problem, Yeah, so I called him up and said, hey, we about to get down. We about to get down on this show. Yeah.
And I want to say this is one of the first events since COVID has happened, because I understand they had one in October, but to my knowledge, it didn't really do that well. But this one is something that I think people have been talking about. And, how exciting is it going to be just opening it up for Blackstreet and then, of course, the OG Adina Howard?
Man, it's going to be
exciting.
It's exciting. It's amazing. It's amazing, especially to do it with your son. You know what I mean? I've done this before with Levert and my former group too, but just to do this with my son is like, woo.
Yeah, I can see the pride and the joy in your face. Like, how great is it to know that you and your son can actually do this stuff together?
Ask him.
I mean, it's definitely a blessing. So, you know what I mean? You don't really see a lot of fathers, and son duos, period. So, just the connection that we still have to this day is, is great, man. And I'm blessed about it, man. I'm ready to have fun. So
I can tell, man. But let's take it back a little bit. Like, how did the Roses start?
Man,
it started from, he was actually in high school. Like,
wow.
He was 11th grade or 12th grade?
When I was still, balling.
Yeah, still balling.
I can tell. You see how big that man is with that fleece on.
He make me shame right now.
He make me like, I really got to get back into the gym now. Oh, shoot.
But it happened back in, what was that, 2012, 2011? And I was actually writing some new material for Levert and for Jodeci. Like, they was getting ready to do their thing, or Casey and JoJo, either or. And I came home, like, from a little kid, I would always have him in the studio, fly him out to LA, and he would be in the studio with me when I'm in there with Casey and JoJo or Bone Thugs or whoever I was in there with. So I always ran my music through him to see what he felt about it, you know what I mean? Because the younger generation, if they like it, then pretty much it's going to be all right.
So true.
So I came home this one day and I ran a song by him. He's like, Pops, that's hot right there. He's like, I got a verse for that. I might have something for that. So I said, all right, let's see what you working with, because I did have him in the studio on a song like a few years before with Levert.
14?
Yeah, like 14. He was 14. He was like, Dad, I want to get in the studio. Me and Mark Gordon sitting there recording. Sean Levert coming in, and he like, I want to get on the song. So I'm like, go ahead, get in there and see what you're going to do. Mark's like, go ahead, man. So he gets in there. I'm watching him. He gets in there, puts the headphones on, one ear, like he been watching, huh?
Been studying.
And he knocked it out. So, like I said, I ran things through him. This particular time, he said, I got a verse for that. So I said, you know what? You about to lay this then. So we went to the studio. J.L. the Great. With J.L. the Great. We went to the studio, and he laid the verse, and it was fire. I'm like, ooh. So he was like, hey, Dad, we might as well just do a group then.
Right.
I'm like, you really want to do it with the old man? You know what I'm saying? He was like, let's do it. So I held off some years. We started recording, But I held off years because I knew he was playing football.
Right.
He was going to college. I didn't want to interfere with none of that. And Levert was still doing their thing. So here we are, like 2018. I said, we about to put it out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we, you know, it was easy to come up with a name. I'm Roosevelt the Jr. and he's Roosevelt the Third. So I'm like, hey, the Roses. You know what I mean? And I sang with my dad growing up. Gospel. I sang gospel with my dad. So it was just like a legacy type of thing. It just came naturally. So
would you say because you're working as a family, would you say that, because you know in all families they might start off as tight, but then years go on, the relationships get strained, etc. So like, do you feel that you guys working together as a family has brought you closer?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, because we've always been close.
Yeah,
so,
it's
not just me and him. I mean, all our families.
Yeah,
so
our family pretty close, man.
So it's been the same, man.
It's really like, even before that, I've always been blessed, man. I gotta say, I've played flag football with him.
That's a blessing right there, just to do stuff with your kids.
Pro football with him. I played basketball with him.
Yeah.
Like everything from the age of what, 12?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Nah, he ain't never beat me yet. Nah,
you knew he was gonna have to throw that in there though, because it's something though, man. As kids, like, you know,
he'll beat me now, though,
as black, you know, as black men, when you beat your dad, that's something you like. I finally got him. But
I
yeah,
did smoke you though. At 12.
Oh yeah, running. Yeah, we raced. At 12. He killed me.
None of us could ever really beat him in a foot race though, man. Like I remember us at Voney, I attempted to once,
yeah, he's pretty,
and I was like, nah, I'm gonna stick to basketball. Man. Y'all got this, man. But I think the dopest thing, though, is to see the genuine love that you guys have, not only for each other, but, you know, for your craft. And as far as, you know, the show tonight, how exciting is it gonna, you know, because we've been on lockdown, things are slowly starting to open back up. You know, how exciting is it for you guys to know that we can finally do this back at home?
I mean, first of all, it's a blessing, you know what I mean, as I keep saying, but I think it's very exciting, you know, you get people to come out, you know, and people ain't really done nothing because of the pandemic, so it's definitely going to be something for, you know, everybody to go do, just, you know, have fun. And
I think the energy going to be amazing, because, like, you know, like I told my man, I said, nobody's done anything. This about to be the first thing, they coming. You know what I mean? They're gonna be there. I said, you're gonna get you a lot of walk-ups, but they sold a lot of tickets for this. So it's an honor to kick it off and be the opening act for these amazing artists.
Y'all the fire starters, because, you know, y'all set the tone. Y'all got to come out there and do your thing. Yeah. What can the people expect from you guys, especially right now?
Oh, man.
A lot of energy.
A lot of firepower.
We got some pretty dope songs, man. That we gonna do some originals. We gonna do some '90s music, and we just gonna give them a good show. You know what I'm saying? We did a remake of a Jodeci song, "Freaking You," and we father and son thing. Speaking of that,
only right.
You know, we got KC, the original Jodeci member, lead singer. We got his son, Devin Haley, on the joint with us, and he coming to rock the show with us tonight too. So
I love it.
Very exciting.
I gotta ask this to y'all, man, because mind you, I'm not a singer at all, and I ain't gonna try it. But as, you know, men that grew up in the R&B sounds, and, you know, you grew up with this historical side of the music, who have been some of the greatest male vocalists that influenced you?
Man,
I'll let him go first. I mean, my list is long.
First and foremost, first person that got me into music and things like that has been my dad. So for me, the best singer growing up was my dad. So I mean, but I've also listened to, you know, like
your grandpa though.
And definitely the GOAT. You know, he's the GOAT. So that's needless to say, you know. But I would say like, you know, Usher, Chris Brown, Joe, Tank, you know what I mean? Real singers, you know what I mean? And I would have to say probably those four for me. And My pops, of course.
Most def. What about you?
He's taught well. Yeah, I would say those same ones, but of course Joe is my guy. Of course Tank is my guy, but I would say KC and JoJo, both of them.
Who?
You know what I mean? Yeah,
For sure.
Those are my guys.
For sure.
Can't leave them out. Stokely from In Condition, Stevie Wonder, Aaron Hall, Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson is the GOAT.
Man,
I just gotta
he
say
he
that.
gets overlooked so
Yeah.
much,
Oh,
which
so
is
much.
ridiculous.
He is the GOAT though. But yeah, those guys, Michael Jackson, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
now that's
sir.
the real goat.
That is the real GOAT right there. Yeah.
Like, it really shakes my head how we're in 2021 and some people really have tried to say that Michael was never the greatest. I'm like, what weed are y'all smoking?
Man,
Because
it's-
whatever it is, get off of it,
it's
please.
dangerous. Whatever it is, it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's
Like, I
crazy.
seen the versus battle last night with Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown. I ain't gonna go into much into it, but there was, I think, a break in the action. They started playing like Michael Jackson's "Remember the Time" and
Yeah,
"Dangerous."
the
I'm just like, man, that goes to
bangers,
show you how the music lives on.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys hope that your music continues to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as far as the music, the sound of the music, of course, we're going to blend the 90s with now.
It's
Right.
only
You know what
right.
I mean? It's only right. And the name of the new record that we're putting out, we have a record out now. It's an EP. It's just 2 songs on there. One song called Can't Have You. And the other song is called Pour It Up. And if you listen to those, you get it. Like, you get the vibe. Like, okay, they are a blend of everything. So the new album is called Back to the Future. So I'm back. He to the future.
When is it gonna drop?
Late August.
Yeah.
Because one thing I did learn from Dr. Dre, being a former label mate of Aftermath, he always told me it's not when you drop the record, it's how you drop the record.
Rightfully so.
If you drop it right, you can come in winter, spring, summer, fall. It don't matter. So,
Hey, can't argue with one of the best to ever do it, and Dr.
Yeah.
Dre. Appreciate y'all so much. Before we get out of here, can you give us a little bit more information about the show tonight?
the show starts at 7 p.m. It's at the Youngstown Foundation Amphitheater. I think it's 209 Phelps Street,
Yep.
downtown Youngstown. You got the Roses, you got Adina Howard, you got Case, and you got Blackstreet. So it's going to be a star-studded event, and it's going to be on fire.
Yeah.
It's going to be on
Definitely.
fire.
Nothing else needs to be asked. Thank y'all so much for your time today,
And you
fellas.
are a hooper, by the way.
Well, brother
We
got to
have
get
hooped
his
together
in.
before.
Appreciate that, man. Make sure y'all like and share this video. The Roses on the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Gotta go. Peace. I'm out.
And you
Yes,
do know
sir.
that.